What's up, guys? This is a big video for me because it's important to me, and that makes it a big video. And I have not slept at all because I've been deep in thought about some things that have freaking really bothered me, man, like just irked me. And one of those things that has irked me so much is why I decided to do this video right now. Literally in the past 4 days, I've probably had a total of about 6 to 7 hours of sleep in 4 days. That's not good. I've had a lot on my mind, and it's just one of those times of the year that's always difficult for me because, you know, my mom's birthday and things, and you guys don't know she passed away and all that kind of stuff. So I always get weird this time of the year. And then in a couple weeks, it'll be my birthday. And when birthdays come around, you start reflecting, you start thinking about things, you start freaking just really evaluating your life, right? Because with every birthday means, well, allegedly, less time you have left to do said things and to be on this plain living life, allegedly. I don't know. Apparently, we have a use by date or some. Look, at the end of the day, all I know is that this time of the year, especially right now, I'm deep in thought. And one of the things that has really bothered me more than anything is my group, Subsonic Factor. For you guys who know, who've been following, who are in the loop, who freaking are a fan, you know that that was my group. And I used to be signed to Sony, and you know, one of the things that annoy me with said group is how it all ended. It didn't end on my own terms. I had no control at the time on how it ended because the record label had all the control, and my managers and A&R reps and everybody else who was just running my career at the time were making the decisions, and I was just going along with the ride, you know, trusting that they had my best interests at heart. Which, shout out to them, you know, I'm sure they did their best for me. But I have never, ever been able to come to terms with how the group ended. It was needless. It should have never happened. And I'm not going to go into the whole story in detail. You know, for you guys who know, and I've probably talked about it at some stage, but all I'm here to talk about is the now and the where am I going from here, the tomorrow, the plans. And I'm telling you right now that I'm bringing back my group, Subsonic Factor. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what that's going to entail. I don't know if that's going to be basically me just freaking recreating some of that Subsonic Factor type sounds that I used to love, you know, more of that dance kind of techno rave, freaking electronic, freaking, you know, trance type of underground house type of vibe stuff that we used to do, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm just gonna have to be doing it myself. I don't know if I'll be able to get one of, you know, the before members. You know, I know that me and Lika, we did talk for a while. There was a point where I had talked about doing this before, bringing the group back. And Takeshi, aka Lika, he freaking was going to make a track, and I was going to, you know, do my vocals. Like, it was going to be pretty much like we used to be, with exception of Christina, which, yeah, look, I can tell you, I don't think she would be part of this. Very unlikely, considering the fact that I'm not throwing shade, but it's why we broke up in the first place. That she left. She wanted to do other things, something else completely, entirely. And anyways, I'm not going to go into that right now. I want to focus on the positive, and the positive is that I am freaking 100% committed to bringing back my group. And I don't care if I have to do it by myself. I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing the music back. I'm going to end it on my terms. I'm going to freaking do the things that I feel was neglected and that I never got to freaking finish telling the story of Subsonic Factor. I never feel like I was able to beautifully bring the story full fold. And it's important to me, man. It's my baby. It's my first love, you know, like that was my dream come true. That was the peak of my music career, you know, because I was signed to the biggest label in the world at the time. Not a lot of people can say that. Not a lot of people achieve those type of things. And maybe some people can be content with the fact that they were there and they had the moment to live that. And I'm thankful and gratitude for that, but I just don't feel happy how it ended, dude. I don't like how the story just abruptly ended without my say or control. Like I couldn't stop it from happening, because if one person wants to leave, freaking hell. I talked to him blue in the face. Anywho, it's kind of, I don't want to sound like it's upset me, or that I'm still upset about it. I mean, but it did affect my life greatly. One person's actions did affect my life greatly. And I just never been able to accept how it ended. I feel like it sucked. We could never, I don't want to go into it. I have gone into it, and I'll make a separate video about it maybe, because I don't want this to be the announcement video about this. I don't want it to be like negative at all. I just want it to be positive, you know, but like, I put a lot of my heart, blood, sweat, tears into Subsonic Factor. I gave it everything, man. I've never been able to accept how it all ended. I dealt with it, you know. I've moved on. I've done other things. I had another group. I've done solo stuff. I've done a lot of things afterwards, but still, that's the thing that, you know, that was my first real group, my first real record deal, and all those things. It's hard to beat your first, you know, right? So some way, somehow, I'm bringing the group back. I don't know what it's going to look like, but officially from this moment, Subsonic Factor is back. And I'm going to freaking put out some amazing music. And hopefully I can get a cameo or an encore from one of the other originals would be great. But if, you know, neither of them two want to, that's fine, man. I'm assuming they don't want to anyways, because they did, they would have reached out to me and already said, hey, yeah. Especially one of them, when I told him already that I wanted to do this, and he was interested. He said he would make me a song or something, but I don't know, people just have stuff going on, you know, and he's got other projects and things, you know. He's a big time producer over there in Japan. He's accomplished a lot since, and I'm happy for him. And I can understand, you know, people's hearts aren't always in the same things that your heart is in, you know, because some people just move on to other things, new projects, new things they fall in love with. I never fell out of love with my group, Subsonic Factor. I never fell out of love with it. And I just want to be able to bring it to completion on my terms. I don't want anyone else pulling the strings. I don't want anyone else freaking telling me that because we can't find someone that we think, and I'm talking about the record label at the time, that we feel fits the three, people in your group, like your balance was. It's true. It's hard when you have a certain formula, and that's what you've been marketed as, and that's what you've been going out as. Finding anyone else to replace that one person who's left, whatever, it's just never the same. It just never is the same, man. No matter how talented they are, no matter how good they are, it's just never the same. But it's 2022, bro, and music scene has changed. Music has changed. The world has changed. I don't need freaking to be signed to a big label to get my music out anymore. I don't need to answer to A&R reps to get my music out anymore. I don't need to have that anymore to get my music out. So I have the opportunity to end this on my terms and do this on my terms. Music is such a huge part of my life. It has been my mainstay for my entire life, and for some crazy reason I got off track a few times in my life because I have other passions. I have other things I enjoy too. I want to franchise my restaurant and do all my restaurant things and this and that, and shoot movies and entertainment things, like acting, all these other things. But music's been my mainstay, dude. Like, that's been my thing, So I'm bringing back my group, Subsonic Factor. I'm freaking going to be doing my also just solo, just my regular music, my stuff as well. I have tons of songs that would never see the light of day or anything be out there. I had tons of music I'd written ready to go. I even had some new songs for Subsonic Factor and things I had been working on. I had a lot of stuff, but it all got stolen out of my storage unit. I lost everything. Not just music, not just every song I'd written my entire life, not just, materialistic things you can replace, but like stuff that is irreplaceable. It still bothers me. I had a whole movie shot and almost completely edited. Stuff like that. All my songs, my songbook of every song ever written, stuff like that. Every valuable, important thing, my mom's figurines, her jewelry, all kinds of stuff, gone, man. So 2022, man, it's like May, and my birthday is like, what? I don't know. What's today's date? 11th, 12th. Today's 12th. So my birthday is like freaking 19 days away. And I'm determined to make 2022 be the year about tackling those things that I've been wanting to bring to completion and do so on my terms, So, yeah, that's what's happening, man. And I don't have all the answers on how it all progresses from here and how it plays out and happens, but it's going to happen. And probably a lot of this stuff would have already happened and would have been way much further ahead if COVID hadn't hit and I had to shut down my recording studio and all that kind of stuff, because I would have been there in my recording studio working on this stuff already. So I had to take a couple steps back. But now it's time to take a giant leap forward. My projects, not just things like Subsonic Factor or my own music or anything, not just that stuff, but projects, bro. Things like these movies and things I started working on and all this stuff, I am bringing it to completion. I am going to finish things I started, projects I started, collabs I started, all kinds of stuff I started in music and in freaking film, all across the board. And I am going to freaking some way, somehow freaking get these things to where I can finally say, check. I can tick that off my box, my list, and be like, yep, finish that, finish that, finish that. And I'm happy with how I finished it, how it ended. So, yeah, that's the plan, and that's what's happening. And so I'm excited, but I'm also emotional, and I'm also, kind of all over the place. But this is happening, it's going down, and I'm excited to share this with you guys, because even though, this is a good thing, and I feel good about it. And now that I've said this and filmed this, I can finally go to sleep and get at least a few hours of sleep, and then wake up and do it all over again. Because every day, the grind is happening. You guys know, I'm dropping videos all the time, you guys know, across multiple channels. So, it's time to turn it up even more and get back to being and doing what I do best. It's music time. Yo, Subsonic Factor. Let's bust it. Oh yeah. And it's showtime. We gotta get out of here!